What I'm about to share with you guys today are 5 reasons why girls never ignore Sigma males. So that if you are somebody who resonates with the Sigma male archetype, you too can learn the behaviors that, quite honestly, will make it so that girls will never ever ignore you again. So with that said, let's get right into it. Number 1, now let's be realistic here. The last thing that a Sigma male cares about is attention or being in the spotlight, yet due to his powerful, commanding presence, the Sigma always seems to be in the spotlight anyway. One of the most important things that I could ever teach you guys about girls is that for girls, it's not so much about who you actually are as opposed to who you present yourself to be. The thing with girls is they don't really care that you're a really cool guy if you do not project an outward appearance of the things that they are attracted to. You see, all the stereotypical players in high school were really just good con artists who figured out how to fake the outward appearance of the traits that girls look for, such as things like supreme confidence and social proof. And you could secretly be the best guy or the best fit for some girl that you like, but you will always get passed over every single time for the guy who is better able to sell himself to her, even if that guy is incredibly fake. Now, I know it's not fair, but it's just the way that it is. So the point here is that to be the guy who girls never ignore, or the guy who girls never pass over, you must have a commanding presence. In other words, you need to project a presence that commands respect and attention from girls, because this is exactly what the Sigma male does. It's all about how you carry yourself. You see, girls are naturally very deductive, and they will make quick judgments about what kind of guy you are just by how you carry yourself or what sort of presence you project when you are around them. Now, girls are naturally drawn to the Sigma because of his presence or how he carries himself, rather than something arbitrary like what he looks like. See, studies have shown over and over again that you could be saying something that is completely wrong, but people will still believe you as long as you say that thing with enough confidence. Sigma males rarely get ignored because their presence is so incredibly mysterious, powerful, and commanding that girls just cannot resist it, even though they are typically very quiet guys. What you guys have to understand is that before you can become the man, you have to believe you're already the man. Before you can become rich, you have to think and act as if you are already rich. This was one of the conclusions of Tony Robbins after interviewing countless successful people who have enjoyed enormous blessings in their life, and it's no different in terms of your personality or becoming the type of man that you really want to be. The same concept still applies. You have to believe that you are the man before you can actually become the man. Number 2. Now, far too often, we think that we need to be the loudest or the most obnoxious guy in the room. It's kind of like the guys who are out there flexing Lambos and they have their huge rented mansions. These types of guys are actually the poorest. I'm sure you guys already know this, but most real millionaires actually drive an older Toyota. If you look at most things that are truly powerful in life, most of the time, these things say nothing, yet they command all the respect and all of the attention from other people. Silence is kind of like a Sigma male's greatest superpower, and it's exceedingly effective despite not making any noise at getting the attention of attractive females. And silence is and will always be power. Now, if you look at any Ferrari or supercar, most of the time you can barely hear it, and the only time that you finally do hear it is right before it speeds by you and leaves you completely in the dust. One of the main reasons why girls never ignore Sigma males is because they use silence as power. And if you know that you're the man, you don't need to say anything anyway, or at the very least, you don't need to say very much. Sigma males command attention from girls despite saying almost nothing because they know how to turn their silence into power. And the more that you are able to do the same, the harder it will be for girls to ignore you. You see, when projected with supreme confidence, silence has the effect of making girls extremely excited while also intimidating other males. And so this is how Sigma males are naturally able to use silence to their advantage. You see, back in the day, whenever kids messed up, the father didn't actually have to say anything to them. He just simply gave them that look and they knew that they were in trouble. So if you learn how to master the art of silence, I promise you that girls will never, ever ignore you again unless you play StarCraft. Number 3. A famous quote once said, "Any person capable of angering you becomes your master." Most guys don't put enough importance on their ability to keep their emotions in check, and Sigma males are basically masters at doing this. A lot of people would describe the Sigma as stoic, but really, he's just really good at staying cool. And emotion is anything that you feel that is outside of logic or outside of rational thought. So essentially, if a hot girl makes you nervous, you don't have control over your emotions. If you get easily triggered by other people, once again, you're not in control of your emotions. So many guys in today's world have no control over their emotions, and if you lack this control, you simply don't have control over your life in general. Something like 99% of the stupid things that we do in life are actually the result of our emotions. What you guys have to understand is that now more than ever before, a man who truly has control over his emotions is quite rare. So when a girl notices that you don't get easily emotional, that you don't get easily triggered, it's really hard for her to ignore you, because you're just not going to be like every other guy out there who does get triggered easily and who does get emotional really easily. See, it's a rare man indeed who has total control over his emotions, and many of the situations that you'll deal with in life outside of females, and whether or not you succeed or fail in those things, will depend almost exclusively on your emotions and whether or not you are able to control them. Sigma males naturally have great control over their emotions, and in a world where men are utterly enslaved by their emotions on a daily basis, Sigma males are able to command attention from girls simply because they are able to do what 90% of other men simply can't. Number 4. Now, a long time ago, a fairly normal fear for the average man was to have to engage in mortal combat with other men, or having to protect himself against an invading army of Vikings or Spartans or something. But these days, the greatest fear for a modern man is something like getting rejected by a girl. And it's sad, funny, and true all at the same time. But the Sigma male is different, because the Sigma fears nothing except God. And at the end of the day, girls have and will always be attracted to strength. And the easiest way for a man to show strength is to show the girl that he absolutely fears nothing. No man, no woman, no beast, nothing. You see, modern men have become so soft that it's really hard to believe the types of things that they get scared about. So, short of going out in search of mortal combat with other men, the easiest way that you can show strength and unleash the Sigma within you is to simply face your fears the moment that they show up. One of the main differences between Sigma males and modern men is that Sigmas are able to squash any fear that crops up the moment that it reveals itself, because they know that if they allow fear to linger even for a second, it will only grow stronger and it will only grow larger over time. Pretty much all girls out there never ever ignore Sigma males, because they are pretty much the human embodiment of strength, or a man who fears nothing. And even if Sigmas do experience fear, they don't go around telling people about it, because then they would be just like every other man out there. So I want you guys to be fearless, be more like the Sigma, and if you're able to do this, these are 4 reasons why girls will never ignore you. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching.